go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting Hare. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. Bless you all also.
OGEbeats.com.
But don't sneeze. Krishna, Gauranga, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, 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 Prabhupada. Sri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. All right, let's chant a little japa here. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. You can keep your mic on. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda. Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare.
Rama Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Woody and everybody else, when we're chanting japa, don't write a whole big long thing and get everybody's attention to look at that. We're chanting japa. So you can write your own notes. Write your own notes to yourself, okay, and process. But while we're chanting japa, don't put a big long thing because that shows you, okay, and that's okay if that's what you have to do. But just do it to the side, okay, so that everybody can sit here and chant japa with full attention and not look at your processing. You know, this is not a time for that. So just put your notes aside. That goes for everybody. Because I notice some people, they put their big, long process and then everybody looks at that instead of chanting. If you need to look at your own process, that's fine, but just look at it yourself. And that goes for everybody, okay? And we're here chanting. This is, let's keep it for the chanting here. Process personally, and later. Okay. Hare Krishna, because you take people's attention to go and read your thing, and they got to go on a mental platform and think about what your mind is doing and all that stuff. Okay? So it's not a good time for that. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Just write down, do your own thing, right now during this chanting process. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Rama, Hare.
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna. When we're having a discussion, that's different. Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare.
Rama
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama,
Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Nityananda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Prabhu Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Shri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya,
Nityananda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu
Shri
Nityananda.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya.
Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya,
Nityananda.
Shri
Prabhu
Krishna Chaitanya,
Nityananda.
Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya,
Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya,
Nityananda.
Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya, Shri
Nityananda.
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya.
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya, Shri
Nityananda.
Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Krishna. And you
Krishna
ecstatic devotees, you should also spend more time on teaching the people how to enter this gate by your own realizations. And there's so many books. I mean, you don't go always into Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Don't do that. And all the advanced leelas of Lord Caitanya. Go to chapter 1. That's why you see River, where she read chapter 1, she was ecstatic, because the Lord is pleased with your helping the conditioned souls find their way. Otherwise, they don't know. They can't go, they can't just jump. You got to teach them not to jump. Otherwise, they look at you and then they jump over to Radha Govinda Leela, because the Lord is giving, because you followed the way. Teach them the way. So teach them the basics of how to enter the kingdom of bhakti. Otherwise, they don't know. They just jump over there and they can't benefit like you. That's why you see I go to Bhagavad Gita. Why can't you go to Bhagavad Gita? Why can't you go to the first chapter of Adi Leela? Why does everybody have to always go to the advanced Leelas? See? So, because if people get in there, then automatically they'll understand how to enter the door. Even some people in our Sangha need to get clear about that. So share your clarity, people. Give and it shall be given unto you. More will be given. So follow your guru. You see, I don't know. I go back to Bhagavad Gita. I love Bhagavad Gita. And otherwise, people, they try to imitate what you're doing. Whatever a great man does, common men, people follow, right? And so teach them how to enter the door. Otherwise, they think, oh, well, we can just jump. That's the whole problem in Vaishnavism. People are jumping all the way into Radha Krishna Leela. Okay? And they think, oh, this is what we do. We just jump into the Leela. We don't need to know guru. We can go to any of these gurus and get in the door, right? Isn't that what they're thinking? We can go into any of these doors. We can go to Jaipataka and Radhanath and anything, and we jump right into the Leela. See? Even from us, that's what they figure out. See? Because we got to set the example and teach them. I mean, you're just teaching them what you've learned. Isn't that great to have these verses that support the path that you're following? River's good at that too. She teaches the glories of Guru. For 2,000 years, they've been teaching the glories of some form of Guru Tattva in the Christian faith. At least they just go to Jesus, and not to some mundane person. See, this is the anartha in Vaishnavism. People go to the mundane people that are not any better than them. They don't understand the meaning of Jesus when he said, there's one teacher, the Christ, and you're all brothers. They don't understand that in Vaishnavism. See? There's one teacher's the Christ. That means your guru must be like the external manifestation of that. Otherwise, you know, you're going to speculate, and it's going to take you a long time to figure it out on your own. Lifetimes. Okay? See, so that Christ has to be like it was with Jesus. You have to have a real purified, hollowed out, transcendentally situated, and transcendentally empowered spiritual master. Okay? So you teach that. And then you'll see more people will understand how to follow, because you're great souls. Anybody, it's like when people got the Holy Spirit when Jesus was around, they called them saints. You're like that amongst the Vaishnavas. You're better than 100 of these gurus that don't have that spirit that you got from following the real path. You listen to me. You notice I speak a lot about Guru Tattva. See? You must also. You're the witnesses, right? So that's how you do it. Yeah, I mean, even Tom needs to know more clearly. He needs to hear. He knows he needs to hear these things. So from you guys, not only me. And I love it, man. I love Bhagavad Gita. I love basics. And you all will too, if you don't know already. It's so nice to hear. The Lord loved to hear, the Bhagavatam, the stories of Prahlad and everything. Why? Because he's in your heart. He will also like to hear again. Matter of fact, he's a practical God. He's a reasonable God. This is why I like Vaishnavism, man. Because when you have the spirit, man, do you learn stuff here. My God, it's so amazing. You see how reasonable, how logical, how clear, how intelligent the Lord is. And he gives that to you to show the world. Hey, that's Guru. See, that's chapter 1 of Adi Lila on the Guru. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet the most intelligent, the most ecstatic, the most clear person that you've ever met in your life. And if you're contaminated, you don't understand it. That's why I look at the gurus and their followers. They're contaminated because they can't see how clear it is here. I mean, I have to admit how clear it is here. I have to admit that this fool Gaur Das is being used by a higher power. I cannot deny it. But that comes from being hollowed out. That comes from a lot of ecstatic bhakti, that you can be in the audience also with everybody else and relish like that. Oh, thank you there, Evo. Music. See, nobody told me that until now. Luckily, I have an Evo here. He's practical man. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we got rid of the music, I think. Make sure. Yep. Yeah, so that's some just basic pointers. Yeah, it's great. This path is so beautiful. It's so endless. Like, you see, the Lord is endless. He's unlimited. And when we get this bhakti, we get this attachment to that transcendental Lord, you're on an endless trip. Isn't that amazing to be on an endless? You feel that there, River? You're like on an endless trip. Yeah, I love it, man. It just doesn't end. Amy says, I was just lost in the sauce of your voice and the background music. I was floating away. I got to meet this gal, Amy Rose. It's like I actually met her, but still, I just want to. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what kind of mischief we can get into today. Are you ready for it? What do you want? Let's see. What would you prefer? Would you like a nice, soft glass, flowery, or would you like some thunder and lightning? Let's see. We'll leave it up to
Thunder
the
and lightning, Maharaj. Let's get some movement.
Let's see here. Oh, Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila. Oh, the Nectar Moon of Lord Caitanya looks pretty good. Let's see here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Let's see here. Transcendental knowledge. We're reading The Opulence of the Absolute Truth. And then I got this, hard to tell. What do we want? What should I start with reading here? Oh, let's read this a little bit. So this chapter 7 of Chaitanya Chandramrita, I'll put this in the, let's see here, copy. Yeah, I'll put this in your private chat there, and you can, in case you want to click on it here. Paste. Chapter 7 in that book. O foolish mind, please take shelter of Lord Gauranga, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is hidden from the view of the Vedas, and who with his own transcendental potency plunged the entire world into a great nectar ocean of love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. See, what's a devotee of Lord Gaur? See, a devotee of Lord Gaur, they preach about Lord Gaur, because that's Lord Gaur, right? Doesn't it say in the Vedas that the Lord's name and himself is non-different, right? Lord Krishna and his name is non-different. Well, Lord Gaur and his name is non-different. Lord Gaur and his pastimes are non-different. So what's the value of preaching heavily about Lord Gauranga and his teachings? Well, it just quickens the path of people attaining God, especially God in Vrindavan. Okay? That you see, Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur is teaching the glories of Lord Gauranga, because he plunged 550 years ago, he plunged the world into this nectar of devotion. Oh, lo and behold, 550 years into the future, we're plunging again the world into this love of Lord Gauranga brought to the planet. You notice how unique it is, how special it is, how wonderful it is, how empowering it is, how purifying it is, how amazing it is, how wondrous it is. And all you need is simply an empowered devotee, an associate of the Lord, to preach that Lord Gauranga. See? It's like they just preach it right into you, man. See? And because only they, the real followers of Lord Gauranga, the real associates, the intimate associate Lord Gauranga, have such ability and power. He works through them and them alone. That's why you see this is the first fruits. You see it anywhere? You see the symptoms of Lord Gaur being in anyone? Like he is in the Guru? Anywhere? See, you don't see him in anyone, in any of the Sanghas there. I haven't seen, because he's not in those gurus. You can fool the neophytes, the beginners, the non-devotees. with all kinds of word jugglery in the mind, juggling the scriptures and all that to prove that you are a pure devotee, a real spiritual master, but you're not real because you can't awaken love for Lord Gauranga and Radha and Krishna and others. See? You got to be authorized. That's, you were looking for a degree, a Bhakti Shastra degree, to find a bona fide guru. You got to see a real degree is the degree of bhakti, degree of devotion, degree of understanding the essence of truth, which is Lord Gaura, who's the only meaning for one advancing in spiritual life. You don't get Lord Gaura, you got no meaning to advancing, no means to advance in spiritual life. Having Lord Gaura awaken in you is the only means, and the only real practical possibility is to hear from an authorized associate of the Lord, and then he goes in you, because you're following the real path that the Lord taught 550 years ago and is teaching again. You follow this path, you get a result that 1,000 of those followers of those gurus don't get. You notice? Am I just bluffing? Am I exaggerating? Or is that just the plain out, straight up truth? Do you want love of Radha and Krishna? Well, that's the Gaura's love. That's Gaura's mercy. It comes from his real associates. Didn't he say, oh, you devotees, 550 years ago, you come and see me for 4 months every year. You got my association. You've attained love for me. You have real love for me. Therefore, you and only you have the power to give this Krishna, this love, the transcendental body of the Lord, which is love of Krishna. Isn't Lord Gaura love of Krishna in person? You have the power to give my transcendental body, in other words, my ability to love Krishna purely, even to the most fallen persons. Haven't we proved that? Have you seen any Mr. or Mrs. Perfect coming here? Or do you sometimes see many ordinary persons just stumbling onto this mercy pillow and having a very soft landing? And everybody else is jumping off a cliff. That's the power of Lord Gaura's mercy. It's here again. It's a revival. All you have to do is follow the path of the witnesses, because it's very easy. You just follow what they did. They're no rocket scientists. This river Yamuna is not a rocket scientist. Lalita's not a rocket scientist. She didn't even know English. Lalita Madhavas and all these devotees coming, and getting, with Lord Gaura's giving himself to them. Can you tell? Can you tell the symptoms of somebody that has Lord Gaura dancing in their heart? Well, they become devotees by the mercy of Lord Gauranga. That means they found a real follower that has the mercy of Lord Gauranga and transmits it to others, communicates it, because they're a genuine communer with the Lord, that transcendental Lord. Otherwise, there's no way you can communicate this into others. Yeah, everyone's marching off. Jesus talked about it. It's the blind leading the blind. You got to meet a person whose sight is restored here. Only the eye of intimate devotion for God, the transcendental God, not some speculative, mundane representation. You need to find the transcendental Lord. Only as really transcendentally situated and empowered devotees have access and give you access. If you believe their word is the door. It's just like looking in the mouth of Krishna, because you are. They're the mouthpiece of Krishna. See, the flute of Krishna. You ever seen a silver flute? See, you want to hear a flute play? You ever see, you break the flute down, right? You can't blow the flute when it's just half. It's got to be complete, right? You put the silver flute together, right? This is the world. The world is half. Even Vaishnavas, you're only half until the other piece, the other half is connected to the flute. Then you hear the song, right? You hear a beautiful symphony, a song of God, right? The beginning, the word of God. The word comes from the flute that dwells very close and intimately with the Lord. It's kissed by the lips of the Lord. Okay? That's the path, man. It's always been the path. You got to use the eyes. You got to get purified by the eyes. See, the eyes of a devotee, a real devotee. The eyes of a devotee is the devotion, the ecstatic love. That's their eye, man. Reveals Krishna, brings God close into this world, and you get a picture. So you get a proper picture of the Lord. People don't have a proper picture of God. See, they're seeing all these speculations, these imaginations of who and what God is. And Guru, you're not going to get a real picture of God as he is without a real Guru. And see the pictures they draw, the empowered picture as it is, because they get a clear sight of the Lord. They see the scriptures in the vision, see the vision of the revealed scriptures. Only devotees have that vision with real devotion, real intimacy with the Lord. O foolish mind, please take shelter of Lord Gauranga. See, you need to be with the mind of a devotee. How do you do that? Well, you hear their preaching. You put your mind here, right? You put your mind at the feet of Gauranga in a very practical way. If you spend an hour or two listening here, you're proving to God that you're serious, especially attentively. Put your mind on Lord Gaur. Yeah, well, that's what we do here, man. The teachings of Lord Caitanya, the pastimes of Lord Caitanya, the path taught by Lord Caitanya and his real devotees. See, you're following this verse, right? You got to follow in the footsteps of the verse. Just coming here, you found the path of following in the footsteps of the verse. It's the devotee. You got to look at the devotee, man, and then you get everything from looking at the devotee. And you notice that, you guys that become ecstatic? You got everything by looking at the real empowered associate of the Lord here to save souls genuinely, not the fake outs, not the ones you serve your whole life and do ceremonies, external ceremonies, external offerings, and then you die more or less in the same position. No, here you get a revolution in your worship. You change, you transform, you become anew. Your heart becomes new feelings, man, and fantastic feelings, man. Feelings that keep you up and deep and blissed for the rest of your life, which will never end. The body may end, but that life won't end, man. You go on like Narada Muni, man. He attained the stage that you've already attained here, many of you. And he passed from the body like lightning. And his bliss that he had already attained did not stop. He just less hindrances because the transcendental body was there. He went on through that life. He bound that life in this world. That's why the Lord comes here, especially when he comes here and gives the full picture, the Holy Spirit of devotion. See, to put us on the eternal path of life. What did Jesus say? I have life, I can give it to you abundantly. That's Guru. You meet anybody like that in this world, you found the real representative of the true Lord. It's always the same way. You've got to be like that. What I have done, all men must do. Didn't Jesus say that? Well, if you've done that, you're like that. You have life and you give it to your followers and disciples. You give them the life that you got, not death. life. You give them the blood that you have, that you drink. The blood, the blood of the Lord is this devotion, isn't it? Isn't that life like goes through your veins? Your veins, your spiritual body, gives you real life, energizes the spiritual body. This picture came up, and I was watching this movie one time when these dead mummies, that's actually people, Anyway, they get these people that come into the tomb, right? These dead mummies, they're lifeless, right? And they open the tomb, and all of a sudden, this you could see this blood or something, it was water or whatever it is. It comes in and comes like through the veins, these stones, it look like veins, and it goes into the mummy, and all of a sudden it comes to life again. See, that's the shadow representation, because everybody's mummified. Maya just makes you a mum. Mum's the word. All you do is talk about nonsense. See? And bullshit, that's like you're not speaking anything. Not anything that God wants to hear. That's why he stays asleep there in Mahavishnu. Dreaming all these things. All this nonsense in the world, skyscrapers and getting people to work to build them. Then they die. They jump off the building. They build the building, huge skyscraper, and then they jump off and die and then come back again and do it again. That's the dream. See, Lord's just snoring, man, because nobody's speaking the word to wake him up. Oh, I think we're speaking a word to wake up him, wake up that Lord, man. He's been sleeping long enough. Get up, Vishnu. Get up there, super soul. Wake up. Show yourself to these fools and make them intelligent. Give them life. Get them out of their mummy state, mummies, zombies. What a name, huh? Zombie. What's a zombie? The people of the world, man, without Krishna, without God, without feeling the Lord's grace, without conclusive truth, without ecstasy. You're more or less a zombie. Zombie, what a great name. Yeah. See, you're a zombie. And what are we? Honeybees. Even the word honeybee sounds better than a zombie. Yeah, mummies mumbling nonsense. They're walking around with bandages. That's what you see. What did Jesus say? Roll away the stone, man. Get these guys out of the tomb. You're all in the tomb, man, to hear the word of Christ. Yes, you got to meet one of those that have the word of Christ. They're the external manifestation of the Christ. If you haven't met one of those, or you think, go hurry, how dare he say such things that he's in the, like the scriptures say, well then get out of here, man. Don't go through any purification. Go out there with the other zombies. Go out there with the mummy. Go listen to all those talks of these gurus who are just mumblers. Go listen to the sweet nothings. Nothing happens, man. Oh, they speak sweetly, It's just like Daksha, sweetly, and he still had envy, jealousy of the real pure devotee Shiva, Just it always happens, same thing. They speak sweetly and all that sweet nothing, but it's all sweet nothings. Nothing happens. No transmission. You notice Gohari that Gohari, man, he's like sandpaper. My God, he's so mean. He saw that, but there from these words, something happens. There's transformation here. I mean, that's the amazing thing about it. You can't say that this is bad talk. You can't even say it's good talk. You have to say it's transcendental talk. Whatever it is, it causes transformation. People change here. They change so much, everybody thinks you're crazy because it's not normal to have sane people in this world. And that's the truth. Right there, Amy? It's not normal to have people that are ecstatically happy and smiling when they worship God. Even when they're angry, they're smiling. Steady hands, even when they're angry, full steady hand doesn't shake at all. No. When you see a person angry in a world that's polluted, that's a demon. Yes, it's like this is the faulty conclusion people go, they must be insane. They're too happy. They're happy worshiping Krishna. They shouldn't be happy where they should have a big sourpuss because they're not austere, man. Look, they're too happy, man. They get together and they just talk all this nonsense for 2 hours. We would never listen to all that. Look at all those, there must be some kundalini, some weird shit, some devils in them, because look at all the gyrations they're doing. When we go and listen to a Bhagavatam class, we're nice and sober, it's like grave. It's just like we're living in a grave, right? The grave, and then we just pray at the last 15 minutes for the prasadam bell to ring. Not like here where they say, go on for a couple more hours. Are you kidding, man? I got to take a break. See it? Oh, foolish mind, please take shelter of Lord Gauranga, who is the supreme personality of Godhead. He's the Kali Yuga. God, man, it's just like people go to Jesus. They believe Jesus is the one. He's going to come back and all that, right? And they get benefit from that. And they get more benefit if they realize, hey, man, Jesus did come again, in a sense. He came as Lord Caitanya. You want a come again thing? Well, hey, man, the Lord Caitanya, obviously, is the second coming, which should be the upgrade, right? Every time God comes, he should be upgrading our quality of life, our understanding, right? Even our ecstasy. Why would God come and do a lesser thing? Even Jesus spoke like that. He says, the Pharisees were attached to the Old Testament, right? But when a Jesus is here, there's a New Testament, right? A new message, a new witness about the deeper glories of God. God ain't God ain't happy when you kill a lamb. Really? That's just worship in the mode of ignorance. It's like, well, at least they got the idea you're supposed to worship God, But that killing that lamb ain't going to take your sins away, really. See, so it should be an upgrade. Then Jesus comes. See, upgraded experience. No, the Lord doesn't want you to kill the friggin' lambs. The Lord is merciful. Just listen to the word. That'll be your sacrifice. Listen to the word of life. And again, they're the mode of ignorance. After Jesus leaves, what do they got? Death again. Even Easter, right? It's all about death. It's death, these die, gory, blood all over the place, right? That's why these people, they're still in the rituals. They don't want it. You see, now is an upgrade. Lord Caitanya came to upgrade it to life, man. All you have to do is listen to him and his devotees, and you get life, everlasting. Then it's about life and not death. That's the upgrade now. Even Jesus wasn't about death. They just twisted everything. The editors, because they're Jewish and they're all into death, man. And maybe some Illuminati stuff mixed in there where they want to get us to do what they do. You know, they like to get us to enjoy killing. Who knows? But thank God for Lord Caitanya, because he gave us the upgrade. Said, no, this is how you're delivered. Listen to the words of my devotees. You know, chant the words of my devotees about life, man. Yeah, 10th canto, chant the verses of truth out there. Show people that what real life is in these verses. It's the upgrade for Christianity even, or anything. It's the upgrade from your worldly life. Look, we got worldly people coming here. You can get people from ISKCON, from anywhere, from other gurus. Muslims can come and get the upgrade. The upgrade is fantastic, man. You see where real life is, like 10th canto. Just by hearing the pastimes of Krishna, which are the deepest revelations and realizations of the absolute truth. And the deeper one is Lord Caitanya, because he gives you access. Just by hearing the pastimes of the Lord about his incarnations, especially Lord Caitanya, who we just read that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just by hearing from an authorized speaker like Maharaj Parikshit did from Shukadev, and like River quoted, says, oh, wow, it's like, I feel like Arjuna hearing from Krishna. Of course you got to be like that. You got to be in that position. Otherwise you haven't found the real path. Arjuna is the real path. He's showing the real path. Listen to an authority. Listen to Krishna or the empowered person by Krishna. And that you don't want to wait. It's going to be a long time before you're going to see Krishna again in this world. As Krishna is. 4,320,000,000 years before Krishna comes with Radha, and then they hide everything for most of us. We're just peons, right? We're the part of the masses. We ain't gonna know much about that. All we'll know are the rules. Krishna came into the Dwarka and Mathura and acted like a householder and all these things. And then Lord Caitanya comes. Okay? Better get it now, because we're given the same mercy the Lord Caitanya gave 550 years ago again. We proved it already. Look, a river, she ain't no special thing. A lady, just a little short person, hooked on a machine that complained a lot. Boy, did she complain. That's mercy, man. For the Lord, to deliver complainers, man. That's proof the power is here, man. That you don't have to be perfect like Narayan Maharaj to get the real mercy of prema. That's what they believe. Oh, well, we can't even be. Oh, actually, they're taking the name Srilas now, finally. Oh, yes, it's Srila Avadut Maharaj. Wow, I knew they were going to do that. And he took, you see my little post up there. And this is good preaching. And Avadut, I hope you hear this and come, because I like you. Therefore, that's why I speak like this. I want to share some stuff here about what I see. Yeah, you see, he's a Srila, right? This is my complaint. This is my complaint for the benefit. To benefit people. This is my thing. Finally he puts the name Srila in front of his name, or allows it. Okay, so that's like being like Prabhupada, right? That's like being like Bhakti Siddhanta. These were Srilas. Srila Bhakti Vinod, right? All that. You know what Srila means? Oh, that's an acharya, man. That's a person who Srila means beautiful. See, Srila, beautiful. The beautiful Leela of Krishna. But only a real devotee can to present the beautiful Leela of Krishna, and Guru Tattva is a big part of that. The 99% of that Leela. Because the Lord comes here to give deliverance. And you have to know Guru Tattva, chapter 1, Adi Leela. The real Guru. It's time for the postgraduate to be taught. They don't know postgraduate. They don't know. You got to be a real guru to know chapter 1 and to transmit it to others to show what a real disciple is, because they follow that path you teach. Because the book teaches it. That's the real line, by the mercy and the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, the real spiritual master. What happens? What you see in River, what you see in Lalita, what you see in Johan and Govinda and other devotees here. Love for the Lord awakens. You're removing of your problems, removing of your ignorance, anarthas, everything. The book happens here. Otherwise, you haven't found the real place. It's all by the book here. It's the living. You got to be the living book. You got to be those verses have to be written on my disciples. They have to be an example of a recipient of the mercy. Otherwise, they can't really preach very well. If a person's saying, I don't feel very bad, I can't say, yeah, because you're not quite like a real disciple is empowered. Like, don't you see what it is? Right, isn't it? Can you see the elephant in the room? Can you see why River can stand up and preach classes and be blissful and ecstatic and laugh and cry? And also Lalita and also Johan. And if you're not necessarily that type, can you see why Amy writes these conclusive, amazing things that a real disciple would write? Or Fanny, even though they're not going live? Or anybody else, what they're doing? Govinda goes live, whatever. Yeah. You know, if these seeds are going in and bearing some fruit, it's going to come out in your standing up somehow or other for the truth. You just want to. You're compelled to. Why? Because the Lord is working in you. That's proof that the Lord is living inside you and acting in you, through you, as you. Either as a guru or as a disciple. Because actually the disciple is the guru. You notice? By your example, people follow. That's guru. You teach people something. That's guru. Does Easter resurrection? I don't know. You know, all I know is I've been hearing from people, death, death, death. He was nailed to the cross. Yeah, maybe it is resurrection. I just haven't looked into the whole thing that much. But all I know, I'm hearing from Christians, a lot of heavy emphasis, death. Because they don't know what a resurrection is. They know death. They're in a dying process. That they know. They don't know the resurrection. That is for most. They may just say it, just like Vaishnavas, they mouth the scriptures, but it's all in their mouth. It hasn't penetrated the heart yet. It's just up in here, you know, it's in their minds. See up here. You have to hear these Vedas to penetrate. It's like, you know what it is? It's like rotor-rooter. You know, from the outside, a drain is clogged. That's the relationship between the soul and the Lord. We're meant to have this relationship. It's empowering. It brings spirit and matter. It brings spirit to matter, through matter, as matter. See? So, but the drain is clogged, you know, the flow is clogged. So from the outside is the spiritual masters, like a rotor-rooter from the outside, they clear the drain so that the communication is there, right? So you look at Rivers, she has a communication with God now. So you get revelation, you get ecstasy and happiness. See, this just goes on forever, and you get rid of whatever little fetters you've picked up, more and more and more, just by watering. This is the greatest treasure you can get, is this attachment to the Lord, this devotion. This is the greatest. Yeah, you can have all the billions that these people think are gold and everything, but that's the shadow of the truth. Lord, this love, this devotion, are the billions for devotees. This makes them a billionaire. Billionaire is this bhakti. That's what's really important. This is what Maya is hiding, and this is what we uncover. See, Maya is always hiding. Oh no, this money is important, right? Isn't that why they worship Bill Gates? Isn't that why they even get the injection? Because Bill Gates says so, not because he's a doctor. He's no doctor, man. He's no virologist. He's a wealthy guy with billions. And people think, oh, he's got billions. He's authorized. See? What is that a symptom? 12th canto. The symptoms of Kali. That's it. You think people are authorities because they got billions. But inside they're full of dead bones. The qualities in there: hypocrisy, lies, cheating, death, murderer. You don't see that, right? Because he got billions. That's called illusion. And people don't want to hear me speak about Maya Tattva. Too bad, I'm going to speak about it. He's a great example. Him and Klaus Schwab and everything. They're servants of Maya. And on the deeper level, it's all part of the Lord's plan. Yeah, mainly it's for me, for my preaching. That's all it is. It's just good for preaching, man. So that people can say, oh, I don't have to go and, oh, I thought he was an authority there. I should get my injection because he has billions. Even devotees here, they don't understand. They think I'm like an ordinary speaker. Like, it's just ordinary, like the people in their mind, they take a side and all that stuff. No. This is the essence. Either that or you believe authorities who have been bought out. This is what Maya is. Maya, she's a bitch, man. She's a liar, cheater, and deceiver. And that we're at that time, man. This is the Bible. If you can't, the New Testament prophesies this time. The Old Testament prophesies this time. There'll be a time strong deception will be put in the world. Well, anybody God gives a brain will see there's strong deception right now. I mean, it is so strong, even ordinary people, masses, are beginning to wake up, which is part of the God's plan. How do you get people to take off a tight pair of shoes? See, people have been wearing tight pair of shoes. They don't fit. The shoes don't fit. And they wouldn't take them off because they kind of got used to it. Well, what do? You tighten the shoelaces. You take them and pull them really tight where people really can't. They feel it and they can't stand it anymore. And they realize, my God, I've been wearing a tight pair of shoes because Maya, she gives you a tight pair of shoes and makes you very uncomfortable and tries to squeeze them tighter, and then you get comfortable. But there's a breaking point. You break out of this. Even in crypto, it's the same. It's amazing how Krishna. I was wondering why I like crypto. See, there's a thing called Bollinger Bands. Here's your little crypto lesson there, River. The thing called Bollinger Bands. And when they get tight, first when it's volatile, that's the world, volatile, up and down, right? But then the bands, they start to get really tight. See, really tight. And then there's no volatility, can't go for much. It's to the point the coin, the energy can't move It just gets squeezed into this band thing. You can even see on the charts. Right now, it's squeezed. It's going to take a breakout in one direction. I think it's going to go. So better get ready. But if it goes down, that's a great opportunity to enter. But anyway, back to the bands. Gets really tight. See, that's this time. This time. The bands are tight, man. People are getting less able to move, right? 15-minute cities. See, squeezing people's energies. Thought police, thought control. You can't think different. See, squeezing the, and then there's the breakout. See, it gets to a point, it just breaks out. So Bitcoin breaks out this direction or maybe down, but actually, ultimately, the spirit wants to go up. At least some will go up. Some may go down, up. So it needs this kind of tension. This is, and what breaks you up is you need, see, again, this is all in Bitcoin, man. You need volume, you need force, and you need events. See, something events. See? And so by the volume pushing forth, it has a break up. If you have the force going down, it breaks down. See? So some people will be where they break down. See? Some people break up. And that's how you do. When you meet the real path and the real devotee, you break up into more freedom, into sovereignty, because you learn the truth. The truth is, then you fly up and up and up and up. They call that a bull run. See? Well, our spirit is like that. See, we're in that tight Bollinger Band right now. See, and this is the force. When you come to Sadhu Sangha, it gives you the force to break up. Otherwise, if your sadhu, your sangha, your association, and your faith is in the Maya, what happens? She gives you the force and you break down, because that's what she does. If you come here, you'll hear all these truths, how to break up. You want to break up or you want to break down. If you keep believing in Maya and that goes all the way into religion, you're going to break down. Even religion's breaking down. It's not strong enough. You need to come and take advantage of the times. Just like those who took advantage of Prahlad's preaching. See? He gave the force because it was also tight. The Bollinger Bands are really tight because the demons, they restrict everything. They want to do restriction. That's what they do. They break down and they restrict. And that's the idea of tyranny, right? Tyranny, tyrants, they restrict you. They control you heavily. Freedom is less. See, make everything really tight. Become a tight ass like them. Tight. See, but at that time, there's the Lord sends his devotees. See, Prahlad came and he preached, right? He didn't preach like, oh, you got to fight. No, nothing to fight there. This is the Lord's thing. He's just setting the stage for preaching, just like now. Just setting the stage for this preaching. Because if you come here, you're going to break up in consciousness. You're going to get the shift up, not the shift down. You won't shift down. You need the force of a real empowered devotee, man. And guaranteed you're going deeper. You're going to go for life. You're going to transcend the influence, just like, in the Matrix, the Trinity and Neo, they transcended the Matrix. But this, you'll do it for real. That's just a movie, a shadow of what the truth is. They never really transcended the Matrix. All they could do is fly around in the Matrix. Devotees fly through the Matrix. See, into the transcendental matrix of God, into the transcendental world of spiritual world. See, even here, they've transcended the matrix. It's a great opportunity for people. See, so the Bollinger Bands are very tight in consciousness. See, so you come here, you'll have a breakup. Yeah. So read for me a little bit there. You can do that verse again, first verse.
Okay. The first one. Okay, 57. O foolish mind, please take shelter of Lord Gauranga, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is hidden from the view of the Vedas, and who, with his own transcendental potency, plunged the entire world into the great nectar ocean of love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
Yeah, he's hidden from the Vedas. He's hidden from the Bhagavatam. He's hidden from from Bhagavad Gita. Only devotee can expose these things, expose how the Lord's hand is in them. And you see, even though the Vedas were there and everything, and people still didn't know the importance of Lord Gauranga, except persons that were associates of Lord Caitanya, and that was Prabodhananda. That's why he writes the poem. That people who know Lord Gauranga write like this, especially when it's time. Otherwise, you see in most of Vaishnavism, they don't preach the mercy of Lord Gauranga. They don't believe you can get prema in this life. That's the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Didn't Prabodhananda, he got prema. So many devotees got prema. So many persons, ordinary persons got prema. The beef eater got prema, bhakti. The beef eater, simply because he went the right way that every devotee really teaches ultimately. He went through Srivas, an associate of Lord Caitanya, intimate associate. He was a tailor, he sewed clothes, he served a real devotee. Even for money, he got it. That's mercy, man. He had a nice attitude towards Srivas, and he rose to life. See? So that you want to know what real life is, you want to know what the real path is, you just come into the Sadhu Sangha, the association of real devotees, and you see with your own eyes what real life is. And you see what death is. You see those who are dead. You see the dead. People in the world, they can't see the walking dead. You'll see gurus in religion. You'll see in Vaishnavism dead persons, dead gurus. How do you know? Because they rise to condemnation. When you find somebody with life, Sadhu Sangha or devotees with life, people rise to life like a Fanny or an Amy, right? They're living. And others rise to condemnation. Didn't Jesus teach this?
Yeah.
This is the essence of truth when you found the spiritual potency. All you do, hang here, and you see when the sannyasis or Brahmins or gurus come, they rise to condemn this, right? They criticize, right? They call this demons and all that. That's all coming out of them. It's coming out of their mouths. We're just glorifying the Lord, glorifying the truth. That's how you know you found the place of deliverance. People rise. This is what Jesus taught. Yeah, he said when the Son of God or the Son of Man, say Son of God. See, the Son of Man and Son of God are both right. See, you become a son of God when you get the Son of Man. You got to have you transgenders are sort of on the right track. You men who want to have babies, you come here and you'll have the real baby. You transgenders out there, baby, do you say, I want to have, you come here, we'll give you a baby through the birth canal, man. That baby will be the most beautiful baby you've ever seen in your life. And you go, goo goo gaga. And Krishna will smile at you, your new baby. And you will be taking care of that baby forever. They don't just grow up and then you're free. Oh, not quite free. You got to be the grandma for a while. You're free of that baby, the external baby, when you die, because then you're grandma. See, this baby, you're never free, man. You'll be feeding this baby, never grows up. Always wants food. I mean, that's my experience, man. This baby is hungry. You get a little break, get a little sleep, but that's it, man. And it's up, more food. Got to feed the baby. I keep rising and rising like a bread that never stops expanding. Yeah, and that's why you got to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, man. Pride, jealousy. This is in Vaishnavism. This is all religions have this. It's the snake that's coiled around Krishna. His feet, you see, they're deities. They have Krishna coiled around our snakes, guarding Krishna, the real Krishna. You want protection from the snakes, you better come here. Otherwise, I don't know where you're going to get real protection, man. They're out there biting you, man. Yeah. See, you get protection from the leaven of the Pharisees. See, pride, competition, blasphemy comes from those. See, those who are, usually they become leaders in religion. They get more polluted because they take a position of a teacher. More than that, usually they have a guru, and they get worshipped. Oh man, you just did the wrong. You just grabbed the head of the snake, man. Only the real devotee can grab the head of the snake. What do you think I'm doing here? I grabbed the head of the snake. Why? Because I was ordered to. Well, I was confirmed to. I was happening automatically. You become an ecstatic devotee, automatically Krishna becomes attracted. There are devotees who want to stop serving the snake. The snake are the liars, the cheaters, the false charyas, false prophets. Oh, you want to stop serving them, then you'll come here, man. Am I not honest with you? Am I just telling you the truth? You see me afraid of what even the gurus are going to think of what I say? The reason is I just love truth. Jesus, he would die for the truth. They killed him because he spoke truth. He spoke life into you. You just sit with the life. If they kill this body here, the Maya, because of it's too much for the planet, or I don't know, whatever. So if they kill this body, stick with the life. Not like, oh yeah, he died. Yeah, probably, if they kill this body, well, yeah, I died for the life, to give life to the world by exposing the illusion all the way up into religion, expose false acharyas, false gurus, false messages, speculations. Yeah, that's where, you need to, I was going to write a thing, or I sort of wrote a thing, is if you're a hero, a real hero, not a false ego hero, well, maybe even that. But if you're a hero, you got to be willing to die for the truth. See? And so people might say, well, are you willing to die for what the demons are doing? No, I'm not willing to die for that truth. No, that's not strong enough to give me incentive to die. See, I want to die for the truth that will help everybody. See, not just to conquer the demons that way. No. This truth is the essence of truth. I'll die for this. Some people will go crazy, and who knows what they do. But this is what I'll stay committed to. This is what I'll speak. See, I'll speak this truth, just like these people. They speak. They want to convince the masses. You see the demons. They're lying to you and all this and stuff, and they end up dying. A lot of martyrs. So many people dying now. They're going against the demons, and they become martyrs on that level. Okay, they were inspired to do that. But for me, I'll die for this truth that gets people free of everything. Whoever will listen. You could be a demon and you come here and listen to this. You can be free. If you're a demigod, you can listen to this, you could be free. This is why actually the demons and the demigods, they're not really feeling threatened by this because most of them don't even understand what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense to them. Is Gorhari against me or not? It's like they can't hear. It doesn't seem to be angry. It doesn't seem to hate anybody. See, the AI can't figure it out even. I've never had unless there's a song in there copyright, there's never been a lecture that's been, can you imagine? With all the people, I'm all, nobody's, but there's never been a lecture here. Because AI can't even figure out, where's it going against the demons? Where is it going? I'm speaking about them. I'm speaking about the good people and the bad people. The only ones who might be threatened more are the ones in religion, because this threatens their position of lying to you. See? That's why, but this is where Jesus was working to get people through the narrow gate. The narrow gate is believing in the word of a realized soul. And the ones in religion, they try to hide that word by speculation. So there's a kind of they're not pure in heart because they want to control people. They want to control, and they want to use religion. So they speculate and juggle the scriptures to be guru. Actually, the pure understanding of the scriptures is, no, you don't juggle you just as it is. You go through the narrow gate, right? You go through the narrow gate, not juggle the words of Guru Tattva and put up false gurus and false acharyas. And then people they think, the gate is there. They say they're guru. They say they're acharya. They say they're a Srila. And you go there and, in my mind, I'm thinking about you, but nothing happens. You don't change. Why? Because they're not qualified. They're speculating. That's what I was saying about that. They said, he's so humble. He's got a kind of humor. He's kind of like Devananda Pandit, that kind of like guy. Nice guy. But you got to be more than nice. You got to be transcendental. And this is how you do it. See? It says, he took his picture off the altar, but he's Srila in the mind of his disciples. That's hypocrisy still. Sorry, that ain't pure. With this feigned humility, you take your picture off the altar, but you keep that picture in the mind that you're a Srila in the mind of your disciples, and you can't deliver them unless your picture can be on the altar and should be on the altar. If you're a prema bhakta, you don't see me telling River, you take my picture off the altar because you're afraid of public opinion. That's basically what it is. If you're a real guru, you'll teach the principle. Did Prabhupada take his picture off the altar? So don't take the name Srila unless you can have your picture on the altar, and it is conclusive to have your picture. We know that it's okay, and everybody knows it's okay to have Prabhupada's picture on the altar, right? And so how dare you take the name Srila? I say that for your benefit there, Avadut, to make you a real Avadut. How dare you take your picture off the altar if you're a Srila? But if you're not a Srila, it's a step in the right direction. Okay, you took your picture off the altar. Take your picture off the minds of your disciples because they're not really your disciples yet. You cannot deliver them. A real guru in the Gaudiya Vaishnava line should be like Prabhupada, should be like Bhaktisiddhanta. And if they're really progressive, empowered by that same Lord that empowered them, you'll get this, what we're giving here to the world and people. And even to you, Avadut, if you'll see with good sense what we're talking about here, that this makes perfect sense. Get completely out of hypocrisy. Become a real Srila. We make real Srilas here, man. Real Bhakti Vedantas, where their Vedanta comes from personal experience of Bhakti, growing, 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 growing. Otherwise, it's hypocrisy in that Bhakti Vedanta without any Bhakti. What is this? Just, well, I memorized all the scriptures. I should be a real Bhakti Vedanta. No, they ain't. No. We need to see Vedanta that comes from Bhakti. What is that? Verse? Tom? Bhagavad Gita, which one? 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with Bhakti, I give them real knowledge. Siddhanta, Vedanta, real Vedanta. See, that verse, that's a real devotee. That's an empowered devotee. See? That's your deliverer. Even gurus or sannyasis are delivered by that word because it's so clear, so clean, so sharp. What a sword. See? So you're right. Take your picture off the altar and go the next step. Take your picture out of the minds of your devotees and come here and let us train you to become a real guru. Before you kick the bucket, you're getting pretty old, you know. You know, he's probably almost 80 years old, man, poor guy. Nice. I like Avadut. He's a nice guy. I met him. We were friends, you know, more or less. I don't know. He might be an enemy now, but this is the test. Let's see how he responds, or anybody. You think that's right? Is this right? You take the picture off the altar, but you don't take the picture. You're the Srila and the delivered disciples there. No. You got to be congruent. You got to be in harmony. You got to be like Prabhupada, he never took his picture off the altar, did he? Did Bhaktisiddhanta ever take his picture off the altar? Why are you taking the picture off the altar if you're a Srila? Don't you have empowerment? I would never take my picture, tell my disciples to take the picture because it's true, it's right. And Krishna's already proved it to them and me even. Hey, they're being delivered. Hey, put the picture on the altar. Keep it there. Show the world how it works. See, be congruent with the truth. Be a real line all the way to Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and their real followers. You think the real followers of Lord Caitanya had their pictures taken off the altar? No, they felt like you show. Wow, my guru delivered me. You feel it, they experience it, they know it, and they act according to Guru Tattva. See? Put the picture on the altar. Not this baloney going on in ISKCON and Gaudiya Smriti and all that. You guys are weak. You come here, we'll make you strong. Don't you want to be strong there, Avadut? Strong. We'll show you what strength is here, man. Come on, man. We'll make you a real Srila. You'll present the beautiful Leela of Guru Tattva and be a real guru because you came. Just like they told me, you know, when I went to Narayan Raj and they said, you see, and some of these gurus, they went to Narayan Raj, you know, and they said, you see, they're coming to the real guru. That's a proof they're really humble. But I went there and there was something not quite in line. And you know what proof of it is? Their disciples. You, Avadut Maharaj, and all the others like you. You think that's humility, taking the picture off the altar, but you keep it in the mind of your disciples. You could read the thing. I made my status. Everybody should read. Everybody should learn Guru Tattva. The real guru is not a hypocrite in that way. No hypocrisy. Just go all the way. Take the picture off the altar and take it out of the minds of your disciples. And say, oh, well, actually, yeah, now that's humility. Why would you do that? Well, you got to be, come on, man, you got to be the real deal. Otherwise, hypocrisy doesn't cut it. And lack of, you got to understand Guru Tattva. You got to come here and listen. You gurus out here have to come and listen unless you're acting congruently. Unless I see you put your picture on the altar and the name Srila, And then your disciples it's proven that you're a Srila because if they get ecstatic devotion in your teaching and your association, and no way, Jose, does your picture come off the altar, because you know that's the path for people, because you are the path. You create real disciples. You generate real Sangha. You deliver the real message of Lord Caitanya, the real mercy. See? You come here, you can get that. Otherwise, you'll die like you are, And everybody, your followers will have their picture in their mind, your picture, your Srila-ness without the Srila-ness. The beautiful Leela of Krishna means Srila. And the beautiful Leela of Krishna, part of that, the most important for people in the world, is Guru Tattva as it is. Otherwise, you're not presenting a beautiful Leela of Krishna by your example and by your words. He's actually from America. He's an American. See, that's it. Just simple truth, man. That's it. And if people don't like it, too bad. It's medicine. It's your medicine. I stand behind it. It's true. Read chapter 1 now, and you'll see these things. If you listen good here, get purified, you read chapter 1, you see it's all in there. You need that type of spiritual master. It even says, how dare you, anybody, take the name spiritual master and not be the spiritual master in chapter 1 of Adi Leela? Right? It says spiritual master. How can you be a spiritual master unless you're congruent with those scriptures and you're that scripture? That you're a devotee Bhagavat, like the scriptures say. If the Lord is living in you, you could be a low-class person, man. But if the Lord is in you, you'll see that scripture made flesh. That's why the Lord, he manifested in a donkey and spoke the truth. Man, if the Lord is in you, it doesn't matter. You could be in a dog's body. Ooh, and the Lord was in that dog, wasn't he? And how do you know the Lord was in that dog? Well, he was barking Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Tears were coming out of that dog's eyes. He was laughing like a mad dog without giving anybody rabies. Why? The dog followed me. The Lord says it's hard to find people to follow the real path. I'll give this mercy to a dog who will follow the real path. So that dog just followed, with some motive, obviously. He followed Shivananda Sain, who was a real devotee. See, all you have to do is follow and associate with a real devotee. You could be a retard and you're going to get Krishna. Tears will come to your eyes. Doesn't matter. Look at that dog, man. Just because he followed Shivananda Sain. Just from that, he got the mercy to chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. That's proof is in the pudding, man. If you can chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy or chant the Leela with attachment, you found a real devotee. Who is communicating the mercy of Lord Caitanya inside you, so you can do that. That's the transcendental body of the Lord, is that attachment. Attachment to the name, which is non-different from the Lord. And then you got the name forever, like Narada Muni. He goes on chanting forever, right? You ever hear Narada Muni coming, any other stories of Narada Muni where he's not chanting in great bliss and ecstasy and deep revelation and realization? No, it goes deeper, deeper, deeper forever, man. Never going to stop chanting. I guarantee you 1 billion years from now, he'll still chant a holy name in great ecstasy, just like we're getting to know. It doesn't get boring or heck no. Go ahead, read on a little bit there.
Okay, Maharaj. someone can attain the supreme goal of life by devotedly hearing about, meditating upon, or glorifying Lord Muari, then that is very good fortune for him. Let him do it. For myself, however, I shall only worship the hidden sweetness that fills the great shoreless nectar ocean of pure love of Krishna that flows from Lord Gauranga.
See,
So
that's it's a hidden sweetness. See, so Prabodhana is saying, hey man, because he saw even back then as now, people worship Radhe, 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 right? Radhe, Radhe, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, a lot of that going on. And so he said, like I could say the same thing now. Let him do it. Go ahead, just go on. Get your perfection to some degree, some extent, but you won't get this hidden sweetness, this laughing, this crying, this choking up. Show me one devotee. Show me in the Narayan Raj devotee who has attained this hidden sweetness. This ecstatic worship that you see with your own eyes here. See those symptoms in that Sangha. You won't. You can ask Shamaguri. She went to those meetings. You don't see what you see here. This hidden sweetness is here. Why? Because we're here to serve Lord Gauranga's will and mercy and give his transcendental body to others so they can be deeply attached to Lord Radha and Krishna and the Lord and his real devotees. Forever, like he is, because he's in them forever. He becomes your comforter, right? He, she, Radha and Krishna are your comforter, your spirit, your source of power, your source of ecstasy, source of happiness. What other opulence do you know? It's your real treasure. Maya keeps her hands off, the freedom from the threefold miseries. Miseries of the body and mind. If anybody is miserable here still, it's because of a little bit lack of attachment for the Lord. Oh, my mind, yeah, lack of attachment for the Lord. See, you come and you follow the path, you become a real devotee, you become a devotee of a devotee, a real disciple, like the ones who are getting this freedom from the threefold miseries. Miseries of the body, the mind, miseries of the emotional state, miseries of other living entities bothering you, the miseries of nature, natural disasters and all that, they won't even hinder you much. See, that's what you get here. That's that you don't even consider that treasure. That's a perk. It's like you get a company car from serving the real corporation. See, this is the ultimate corporation or cooperation. See, you start to get in line with the real cooperation, the real corporation. See, the real one. All you need is one corporation to work for. See, you come here, we engage you in the work of the corporation. You become a company person, man or woman. Company person. We'll put anybody. If you're transgender, come here. We'll give you a position. If you're a demon, come here. We'll give you a position in the corporation. If you're a good person, you can come here and get a position. That's the way it is here. This is a true equal opportunity situation. Anyone can come here. We'll teach you who the one you're all worshiping is in his most attractive form. You'll understand, you Illuminati will understand a hidden knowledge that's hidden even from you. We're here to give it. You demigods and good people will give you what you can't get with austerities and renunciations and following regulative devotional service. You worldly people, you don't have to follow anything or anyone. Come here and follow these words. Follow these teachings of the Vedas spoken here. Don't listen to them. Don't think that this speaking here is the same as those speaking of these gurus who are speculating, who are not real Srilas and do things like Avadut there. Just try to get you right, man. You take your the picture off the altar, which is a good step, man. Take your picture out of the mind. See, we got to get it right, get it clear, get it clean, get the heart purified. You become a real guru, then a real communicator of the real mercy. The Lord's looking for real communicators. We're here to teach and to train real communicators of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is this unique love that he had then and has now, and will be in you, not just outside you in guru. You notice? I don't have to die so for it to be in you. It's already in with many devotees here. Go ahead, River. Read some more.
Some may worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the hope to attain the four goals of life: material piety, sense gratification, economic development, and liberation. Others may reject all objects of worship and simply become the servants of Lord Krishna. For myself, my mind is greedy to attain the great secret of pure love of Krishna. And for this reason, I have taken shelter of the feet of Lord Gaurachandra.
Yeah, when you find the Lord Gaur, you find his devotee. The sun and moon arise. The moon is getting the reflects that sun, cools it down so you can get it. Otherwise, people go to the sun, they just burn up, they die because you burned up in the sun. You need the sun and the moon together. So the moon reflects that sun in according to the time, place, and circumstance. See, to cool off the Maya in this world. See, so that's the path. See, read that verse again. It was so good. I want to hear that again.
Some may worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the hope to attain the four goals of life: material piety, sense gratification, economic development, and liberation. Others may reject all other objects of worship and simply become the servant of Lord Krishna. For myself, my mind is greedy to attain the great secret of pure love of Krishna. And for this reason,
the great secret of pure love for Krishna is the basis of this preaching. See, for those who are greedy for that, that's why they come here and they get it. If you're greedy to understand this secret can only be known by a real authentic representative of that secret. Because that's all we teach is this. You know how that movie, There Was a Secret? And people, they thought you get all this hidden knowledge and secrets and everything. See, so somebody had to reveal it. They revealed a secret to a certain level through a person who understood the secret and made a movie of it. Well, we do the same thing. You notice we make a bit of a movie here. You know that? It's a bit of a drama. Yeah, you can call Gaur Hari Das a drama queen. Yes, because he's a bit dramatic sometimes. But that's what we're here to teach, that secret, the hidden secret. How do you know the secret is being taught? You see a river, man. You see a Lalita. You see a Johan. That means the secret is here and it's out. Come on, we're going to make you see the elephant in the room, for God's sake, man. You can see the verse is made flesh here, made in your flesh. You're a recipient of the mercy, man. So go on showing the world, man, what real happiness is, what real spiritual inspiration is, what real spiritual advancement is. If you're not ecstatic, you're not laughing and crying and all that, what kind of spiritual advancement? Go ahead and do it if you want, but man, this is the only meaning of real spiritual advance. Because there's real truth here, real hidden meaning, real bhakti. The real essential message of God for 2023, April. It's not April Fool's anymore. April, what is it? 9th. That verse is all here. Otherwise, it's not here. You got to hear from a living person that was alive, right? He was alive. All you have to hear is these truths. These truths are the path, which are actually, Lord Caitanya is the path. He's everything. He's everything in the world, man. But he is especially this. He is this greed. He is the attainment of the object of this greed. And he wants to give this greed to you if you come here. He gives me. That's why I'm here. I come here for the greed, man. I come here for greed, to be greedy for this. Otherwise, you'll be greedy for the stuff in the world. Because the Lord is all attractive, man. If you don't become greedy for his transcendental body, greedy to chant the holy name with a great ecstatic love, you're going to be greedy for the opulences in the world. Because it's our nature to be greedy. Even Vaidhi Bhaktas are still greedy for things in the world. They're just suppressed and repressing, right? They've suppressed, I don't want to look at a woman. No. I want to, but I don't. See, you can't. It's still a bit hypocritical. I'll tell you how my position. I can look at a beautiful woman and say, wow, man, she's got a nice ass, man. Yeah, look at those boobs, man. They're beautiful and everything. And Lord, thank you for your mercy, because, otherwise I would be totally into that. And because, you just show me how powerful your Maya is and the power to be with you. This is amazing. You're so merciful to a fool like me, And I don't have to be pretentious sannyasi to pretend that I'm actually have Krishna and I'm a Srila, and that I'm not attracted to boobs and all that stuff when I am. No, everybody is natural to be attracted to boobs. We're built like we got a friggin' body, for God's sake. It's attracted, you wouldn't procreate. The human race wouldn't be here if the people weren't attracted to boobs or the privates of persons. It's natural for the body. But what's unnatural for people completely into that is attraction to the transcendental body of the Lord. And that's the amazing grace of the Lord you can get here, even as you are. You can relax a little bit. Even this Christian I met, this lady, she always trying to repress and all this stuff, because afraid. And I said, come on, man, my Lord you'll be free. You're free of guilt, free of all these things. You'll be a good person. You won't be too attracted to things in the world. You'll be normal, just normal, more real, normalized, in balance. See, people are out of balance because all they have is love for the world and worldly things. When you love God, it's just everything is adjusted. Maybe you have some skaras like Rupa and Sanatan. They were naturally sannyasis because they were Vrindavan devotees. Maybe you're just a householder, whatever position, doesn't matter. You'll have attraction to the Lord because he's given it, man. He's given it through this Sangha. You don't have to be anything special. Have you not seen that? Is any special people here? No, you just become special. You become special in the eyes of the Lord and the eyes of his real devotees. Isn't that amazing? That's proof that the mercy and the miracle of Lord Caitanya is here. You don't have to be anything special. You can be just a normal person. You walk down the street and you can just honestly say, oh, yeah, there's some beautiful boobs there. You know? But you know what? Thank you, Lord, because you're my priority. And you stay cool. You're not like, oh, you gotta go run after everything. How else could I be in playa and give these classes like this? I would be totally like, I'd be drunk every day, be in a place like this, or in Pattaya Beach in there with all the prostitutes. This is like the same thing with all these women and all that. Why am I giving classes every day? Why am I in ecstasy every day? Even though I'm walking around amongst boobs, and I have to admit they're nice boobs, man. They're really dressed nice. You know, they look really good, attractive, little attractive still. But yet I give my classes, man. I feel really ecstatic. The Lord keeps coming. He's not saying, "Go away, man. I saw you, cat. You glanced over at those boobs. I saw that. I'm never gonna see you again." Why isn't he like that? Why? Because I'm honest. Lord, I looked at the boobs today. Every day I go, it's like I go to the priest in the black box. Oh, Lord, forgive me, Father, I have sinned. I looked at the boobs today. And you know, all this. Can you imagine having a guru like that who admits that he looked at the boobs? Can you imagine? They would never admit it, and they'd have that in them, I guarantee you. They want to look at those boobs, and they probably do when you're not looking, those sannyasis. But they think they have to put on a show. That's what I call it, show bottle. They got to put on a show that they're so high, right? They're real Srilas, right? They should be on the altar, but because of humility, they take their picture off. But we're not going to take it out of your mind, right? No. That false picture stays in your mind. See? No. We got to take that picture out of your mind and out of the mind of your disciples and put the real picture of Lord Caitanya's mercy in their mind. Be honest. Come as you are. Even Bhagavad Gita says that. What good does pretentious be? Man must follow their nature, right? Well, you are one fortunate person who gets the nature to follow the Lord also. That's right. I got a lot of nickels. Got a big jar of nickels here. Actually, you know, the Lord also shows me what's behind that, you know, behind the bodies. It's amazing. It's a miracle how the Lord makes, he shapes dirt, you know? Isn't that amazing? He shapes dirt, air, fire. It just shapes this stuff that has really no attraction. It's neutral into a body that causes passion. See, desire for it. That's a miracle. I mean, that proves that God exists to do something like that. No one could do it. Not even AI can produce anything like that. It's only the Lord. That's why the Lord, you know, is amazing, you know, is a miracle worker, even in the Maya. Yeah. Here our eyes are open and we see both. We can distinguish, the mundane, and not be overwhelmed by these things. Because the Lord also shows, I look inside and I see what's in there, in the container, and it loses attraction because, you know, that's how it is for devotees. They're only attracted to devotion and devotees, really. I mean, superficially, our senses are attracted to the objects. I'll read you a verse in, what is that? What book is that? Yeah, in the one of the books that Lord Caitanya loved. So, yeah. So anyway, you don't have to be like repressed and all that stuff, and you'll be balanced. The Lord is the balance for everything. The transcendental Lord, He wants to give that to us. Isn't that amazing? He wants to give us this transcendental balance so that we can know that really our other half, our eternal other half, that's our source. It's the source of everything, source of our power, source of energy. We don't need to suck off people to get energy. I just come suck off that source, man. It's like I just hook my hose up. Ever see a vacuum? There's a vacuum cleaner, it has a thing working, and you just hook the hose up. See? I just hook my hose up, man. Just suck off that inexhaustible Lord. Yeah. And that's how we get the increase. And actually, the Lord increases. This is what you see. When you see devotees hooking up with the Lord. See, remember, isn't that interesting? They use the word in the world, hook up. You hook up with her or him. I hooked up with him yesterday. See, you got to be saying that, yeah, I hooked up with God this morning. It was great. He's the one we're meant to ultimately hook up with, the transcendental Lord. I hooked up with his name. That's him. Oh, wow, it was a great ride, man. Yeah, it was great, man. Great to hook up with I had all these sweet somethings whispered in my ear. See, with the opposite sex, they always whisper sweet nothings. There's nothing there, just nonsense. Stuff like that. Okay, read on there, River.
Can you hear me, Maharaj?
Yes.
Yes, okay. My faith in Vedic and ordinary duties, my embarrassment to sing, dance, and laugh, and my natural tendency to be absorbed in material activities have all been stolen away by a very powerful golden complexion thief who is this divine person showering millions of nectar oceans of intensely blissful, splendid, and sweet, pure love of Krishna from the corners of his eyes, glistening.
Why follow such a path? Can you see when you get this mercy? It's irrelevant to strictly have to follow all these rules and regulations and mandates and ceremonies and holidays. You just remain in ecstatic. You just go and you have fun with God every day. It becomes your lifestyle, man. You come and you discuss these truths about the absolute truth, what the real path is, what the real mercy is, who has the mercy, and get the mercy where you get it. Taste the nectar in the name and laugh and cry and, all that stuff becomes irrelevant that people think is so serious. You serious devotees out there should come here and get this mercy. And then you become the verse. It becomes you, right? You can see that happens here. You can be free. You don't have to be you look at me, I'm telling you everything. Telling you I ain't anything special, but the special mercy is here because that's what the Lord wants. He wants you to see it's not about following pretentious devotees or being pretentious devotees. It's not like imitating pure devotees and following imitation pure devotees. It's following real devotees in the footsteps of those who got the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Isn't it better to just be yourself but have God living in you? That's the one thing I loved about the Christians who actually had Christ. They're normal persons and they had this wonderful relationship because the Lord wanted to give it. They realized that Jesus came to give this just by faith in this, faith in that preaching. Faith in the preaching he did and they do. It's the same thing now with Lord Caitanya. Vaishnavas, wake up, man. You can have this freedom here, freedom in the mercy of Lord Caitanya. in the mercy of those who preach that mercy. If you believe this message, this makes more sense than anything. Look at you guys, 50 years, you gurus, you followers, you're still rule followers, you're still Old Testament Vaishnavas, you're still ceremonial worshipers. That's nothing new. Jesus brought something new, worship. Lord Caitanya brought a new worship. And he gives it through his authorized representatives. And you're just it. You people can see you're it. You preach the extraordinary mercy. You show the extraordinary mercy of Lord Caitanya. You live, you bask in that mercy. You deliver that mercy. Whoever will stay in the vibration created. Like, right, isn't it the essence? Just to stay in this vibration, to stay around devotees who are sane, safe and sane? You think it's safe being around religion and religious leaders and speculators? You think it's safe, really, to be around the humble pie persons who do, who are not really it yet? Real guru preaches the real path. The real path now is hidden from the Vedas. The real path is the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is the cherry on top of the Vedas. That's why give me Bhagavad Gita, give me Bhagavatam. I'll preach it according to the vision of Chaitanya Leela and this mercy. When it's saw that way, people can understand it. Go ahead, River, read on.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I got to take a break for a while. Listen to the song. Otherwise, I'd be tempted to speak more, and the body needs to settle down a little bit. Lord Caitanya, I need a break from you a little bit. You're just too friggin' intense. That's all I have to say. And I love it. I'm addicted.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting Hari's name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his praise. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name.